World of Tanks console Tankopedia. And if you were to look at this spreadsheet, it's news time. Okay, just messing around. All right, guys, welcome to another news and updates with Ronin 47R. Today, we're going to go ahead and take a look at, I'm really following up on an email. I got an email said for me to take a look at what's going on here. And boom, first thing to talk about is, hey, happy birthday, Wargaming, 23-year anniversary special. Digging into this here, you can see they're just offering some things for sale, backpack, shirt, and then they are, of course, asking you to jump to the Wargaming store to see what other kind of fun things are out there. I mean, super cool. Side note, though, can we get a break if we want to order stuff and we are in the United States? Just saying. If you guys know a workaround or if I'm missing something, please let me know, guys. Also, too, the second thing that I was going to address from the news is, the title is Get All Your G.I. Joe Season Info right here. And really, what is it? They're just kind of recapping what's going on with the G.I. Joe theme, which, of course, is really centered around the Cold War section of World of Tanks console. And yeah, you can have some paint schemes that can be applied to World War II vehicles, but for the most part, it's really relying on or speaking to the Cold War side of it. So let's just go ahead and take a quick stroll down memory lane here. Some of these things are new and redundant, or some of these things are going to be new and some of these things are going to be redundant. So we'll just kind of breeze through accordingly. So over here, you can see that they are talking about some things that are, that are in existence here, kind of encapsulated. Here you go. Boom. They just list out. It's kind of like, again, it's kind of a recap, right? These are the tanks that they've been dropping, Mobat, Hiss, Mauler, the Cat, now the Hiss with, the Arctic version. And then the last but not least, and we just talked about it in the last news and updates, was the Armadillo. Armadillo. Anyways, I'm messing around. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, and just for the record, in case aliens find this video and want to know, what us humans were doing, this is the August 13th, 2021 news and updates. So knocking this thing out in between real life meetings that I got going on here. So here we go. And so what they do is you just drop into each of these, right? And they're just talking about, specifically the Hiss, first ever light tank for Cold War mode. Totally true. First one with missiles. There you go. That's a premium. Fantastic. Talking about the commanders. I mean, really nothing new to talk about. They're just kind of highlighting, recapping what's available for Cold War. And probably trying to just regain that interest. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, nothing really new to talk about, but gosh, if you're late to the game, you're just jumping on board, you dipped in, you dipped out. It's a nice way to see, what it is that's going on. Now they're talking about here the G.I. Joe Mobat, a premium heavy tank for Era 2. And although it's G.I. Joe, they do align it with the Western Alliance. Interestingly enough, Cobra, right? A fictional organization, or is it fictional? Anyways, that one is an independent, and they did not connect that to the Eastern Alliance. Just throwing that out there, just something to talk about. Maybe we should chat about that in another day. Anywho, talking about this, they're talking gameplay, tip, and whatnot. This kind of grabbed my attention because, it is a pretty darn good tank, and it's almost crazy how fast it goes for repositioning and whatnot. And then it's a heavy on top of that with some pretty good armor and blah, blah, blah. And then, you can be hold down. I don't know if they called that out, but you can be hold down and hold a position. That's fine. But be advised, just like old school, right? This guy is a potential target here. So aim for that, but it's hard, that's part of the fun, right? It's hard when you're moving back and forth or the enemy's moving back and forth. So they go through a lot of details about the individual tank, and I think that's cool. That's neat. Jumping over here, just pointing this out, right? You guys know this, but there's a point behind this. You may notice this up here, and that's going to be my punchline at the end where I'm going with this is, here you have a Tankopedia, right? And I miss, by the way, note to Wargaming, I miss having the app with the sweet Tankopedia, and then you can manipulate, hey, if I have this option, this upgrade, what happens to the tank. I thought that was super cool, and then they stopped the app. Anyways, my gripe session is over. Back to the website here with World Tanks console, and then going into Tankopedia, and then here you go. The interface, the UI, not too bad, not too bad. And then when you're looking at, and I'll just pick on, oh, where'd he go? Here he is. So we're looking at the MOBAT, right? And it's cool. They give you information. They give you they call it cost, but the overall is to me, it's kind of like cost and earnings and whatnot here. The finance, key statistics, module customization. My point is though, is here's all this data. And if it's not a premium, right, you have opportunities to click on different modules and then see how that affects the stats. So when you come back over here to the news, right, and they laid out this information, it's great information. But what I found for myself is that as I'm trying to research and learn more about these tanks, it wasn't really speaking to me. I did not like the information laid out the way it was. Again, you know, this is cool, right? And this data is okay. But I said, we need a solution. Okay. And I'm not going to lie. I got this idea from JGod, who does a lot of videos for Warzone. And so I took the same concept and applied it to World of Tanks. So here you go. I'm going to introduce you the third piece for the news and updates. Kind of a big deal here, I think, which is this is nothing fancy. I'm calling it the World of Tanks console Tankopedia. And if you were to look at this spreadsheet, right, which is a Google sheet, and this link is made public so you can view it. And I'm going to advertise it more, meaning I'm going to put the link out. If you want to pause it, try to copy this down, knock yourself out, but I will make this link available to you. And this is just, a way that I can give back to the community where, in my humble opinion, and again, just for my learning style, I look down here at these worksheets, and there is a Cold War Western Alliance, a Cold War Eastern Alliance, World War II. I'm going to, adjust that to be for each country, super down the line. But for right now, what is complete is the Eastern Alliance era 1, right? So as you look at this, I've taken the data straight from the Tankopedia that World of Tanks console shares, but I put it in a way that I felt was easier for me to manage. So if you're to take a look at this, you have as an example, the T-44A, so you have the name of the tank, you have the alliance and type and era, hit points and concealment. And this section here in the green is pretty static. The one caveat would be hit points, and I'll touch on that in a moment. It does have an asterisk, but these are pretty static items, right? Then you move over to the right. And as you go to the right, and I've color coded it just to make it a little easier to block off the different sections. This is the gun module details section. So what does that mean? Well, what that means is that the gun's available, and you can see the black line delineates one tank, right? This black line delineates this tank, and so forth. So as you're going, left and right horizontally, you can see that all the data here is specific to the T-44A. They offer 3 guns. And then I just went down the line and gave the specs. So you can really see, I mean, personally, I can step back, and I think it's way better to step back and I can look and compare the different guns right now. And if I even step back further and look at all 4 of the available Eastern Alliance guns all at the same time, I mean, I can really just hone in, boom, who has the best reload time, who has the best accuracy, and so forth. And then scrolling over, same concept, right? Less choices, but same concept, turret. Nobody has a choice for turret except for the T-62, the Object 165. And so there's only, 2 choices. But here's what we're going to point out. Notice I do have an asterisk here. And so when you choose to go from the turret, the stock turret, up to, which is released in level 5, available in level 5, when you upgrade your turret, that asterisk indicates and correlates with this asterisk here. So what happens when you select that additional turret? Hey, you gain 200 more hit points. So that's the only thing that changes over here in the green section. Gun module details, turret module details. I need to fix, hey, on the fly, right? I need to fix the engine module detail label here. But that's available there. And then as you continue on with suspension module details, really excited to share this with you. And that is looking at the 3 choices. It is the suspension name. Okay. Nothing fancy there. Traverse speed, nothing fancy there. But the big thing here was, and I don't think they've ever shared this before, so I'm really excited about this. You'd have to really dig deep, and I personally never found it, although I never really pursued it that deep until now. But they really share in the open the terrain resistance. And so you can see up here in my key that the information that's being shared is hard surface, average surface, and soft surface. If you want to know more about that, you can follow this link here, and I get my data. I cite my source as being Wargaming, right? And really what it's explaining is that hard surfaces are, say, like a cobblestone road or something, right? Average would be like a dirt path. And then soft would be, say, you're cruising through like a swamp, you know, you're going through water and mud and whatnot. And you can see the terrain resistance, which affects their formulas of how that vehicle is going to behave in game. So now you have a chance to even compare that data. Going further to the right, radio module details. There you go. Pretty self-explanatory. And this part here I thought was pretty cool. Pat myself on the back here. In the blue section is the silver or gold. So it's the money cost. XP, I just left blank. It was a kind of a holding pattern there for me, potentially putting in the number that represents if you wanted to free XP this thing from scratch. Don't know if I'm going to get there, but I left it there just as a holder place for now. You can see here that all these are non-premiums, which are showing silver, with the last one being a premium. I also colored it gold to help stand out and relabeled it as gold, the cost here. And then the last piece is called the battle earn rate. Battle earn rate is made up of the silver and XP, free XP, and crew XP. And you can see here with the premiums, they're all standard, if you will. There's a change for whatever reason. You have a little bit less free XP earn rate for the, I'm going to call it the top tier tank within that particular era in this particular case. Okay, good to know. And then over here on the last column, it's the matchmaking, right? So these are all post-war. So it's era 1, also known as post-war. And then as far as, and I'm going to go ahead and do, this is really going to help inform me, and it's going to inform you, but it's going to inform me to help create those tank reviews, because as I put this thing together, I just thought the T55A was so-so. But after I put this data together, this thing worked so well for me. I looked at it and I stopped and I said, well, wait a minute. And I started comparing everything. And I already knew about, of course, premium battle earn rates. That's not a surprise, but well, it's a surprise. And I'm not going to get into the details now. Feel free to dig in. I was like, holy crap, this tank, it either has, for every module, it either has the best in its era for its allegiance. I can't speak to comparing it to another allegiance at this moment, but it has the best in its era for its allegiance, or it matches the best that is offered. I'm like, man, this is actually pretty dang good. There are some drawbacks, but again, I'll highlight those in a review down the line. So with this information, making it free for you to grab, freely available, if you will. And lastly, I'll just go ahead and say that set myself up here. I have to follow through if I say it out loud. So, one of the subs / clanmates, friends, USS, went ahead and requested the very first review. Now that I'm back, in full force here, the very first review, the G.I. Joe Mobat Premium Tank. So we're going to go ahead and start there. And it kind of makes sense, right? Serendipitously, who did they highlight? They also highlighted this guy here. So kind of goofy. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. You are now caught up on what was posted, today and yesterday in the news for World of Tanks Console Edition. Thank you much for stopping by. Here's your homework assignment. Please try out this spreadsheet over here. Let me know what you think. All feedback is looking for, I'm looking forward to. Please let me know about this. Let me know what tank videos you want to see specifically. Please take a look at the poll that is occurring on, I should have had it pulled up, right? So please take a look at the poll that I have occurring here in the community section of the YouTube channel. There you go. If you had to pick only one, which World of Tank Cold War Alliance do you prefer to play? All right, guys. Thank you much. You guys take it easy, and I'll catch you later. Okay, girls, tell them who they are if they're receiving this transmission.
You are one of the 47 Ronin. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.